guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Dr. Baiomugisha, and I come here to represent Acode, Advocates Coalition for Development and Environment. My speech, my brother has given a very good speech. I may be a bit controversial. Allow me to speak the inconvenient truth so that we can move forward. We just concluded a national dialogue organized by Operation Wealth Creation and the Ministry of Trade for 3 days. So we had different category of people because 3 days we are looking at the challenges. And so, but also we looked at the opportunities, PS, so we'll talk about that. But let me start by appreciating the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and indeed the government of Uganda for the partnership, the Budget Transparency Initiative, where civil society and government work together to promote budget transparency and accountability for this country. This is a very good thing, and I think Uganda ranks highly because of how participatory, how transparent our budget process is. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out a few issues that our budget, or that government, of course through the Ministry of Finance, needs to focus on as we implement. Because as partners, we've done a lot of research, and these are issues that we want to bring on the table that we think the budget and indeed government need to focus on if we are going to achieve the theme, full monetization of the Ugandan economy through commercial agriculture, industrialization, expanding and broadening services, digital transformation, and market access. Yeah, the first point I want to talk about is corruption. I think now it's becoming a brand that because of the levels, increasing levels of corruption. And of course, corruption like prostitution is a vice and cannot be eradicated, like poverty as well, because we talk about poverty reduction. You cannot talk about poverty eradication, but corruption can be reduced to a level that does not actually constrain development. I think I would want to see that this budget, and I'm glad the PS has alluded to that, zero tolerance to corruption, some of it that passes through will not constrain us. So I think I want to see allocation of the resources, because corruption scares away foreign direct investment. Corruption wastes the scarce resources that we have to invest in productive sectors of our economy. Education, we talked about it, education, health, infrastructure. We need this money, and we cannot relax on our fight against corruption. But also, when corruption becomes an endemic, it has even overthrown governments. It causes civil unrest and can actually cause political instability in countries. So I think we need to have serious fight against corruption. Gentlemen, that we think we need to focus on is supplementary budgets. I think supplementary budgets also have become endemic in this country, and no wonder. It's an indictment about our planning. Because if the budget takes all this time planning, why do we bring in supplementary budgets that actually, some of them actually would not qualify? Because supplementary budgets undermine our Public Finance Management Act 2015 as amended, and I think while supplementary budgets are unavoidable, because they are unavoidable, but they can be minimized. I think it has become very, 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 it's like a joke, these supplementary budgets, and I know the PS, when you came in, you said you are going to deal with supplementary budgets. I think, I remember you made a commitment, and I think that commitment should be there, because also a budget is a planning tool. So we need to be planners so that we don't. I don't know whether people use supplementary budgets as part of the corruption. Bring very important thing at the end, and I think the recent example of the population, the census is a good example, because it takes 10 years to prepare for a census. How can you be bringing supplementary budgets when you have planned for? So Africans and Uganda in particular, we need to plan. Put planning ahead of money. We need to plan. So I've emphasized that one. Of course, my brother has talked about debt sustainability. Maybe the PS, the minister will confirm whether our debt is still sustainable. Because you can convince us, but I think we are going back to being a highly indebted country. I know it's a post-COVID issue, but we can be prudent in the appetite. So we talk about curbing appetite for borrowing, but also we know that there are some loans which are not performing. Why do you borrow money when you are not ready to use it? So that's the issue. The other point has to do with limited action on accountability, especially the Auditor General's report. The Auditor General's report would want to see like a scorecard on the implementation of the Auditor General's recommendations. The final point, Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, has to do with financing for local governments. This country is well known for implementing a successful decentralization policy since 1987. Of course, the decentralization policy came into place in 1992, and Uganda became a maker, a political maker for most countries benchmarking this country. But increasingly, local governments take a small share of the national budget, and yet that's where production takes place. It's at the local government. It's now PDM has taken it further now to the parishes. I think more money, Honorable Minister, PS and team, I think we need to give money to the local governments. And I want to put a case for local governments, chairpersons, LC5s and mayors. They don't have vehicles. They don't have vehicles because we also have an MOU with the Ministry of Local Government. And yet we are sending billions of money. Thank you for sending a lot of money for services. But these politicians have a responsibility for oversight, monitoring services. How would they do it if they don't have vehicles? So my appeal, I know that this is we have to be careful. We have a limited envelope, but we need to equip the chairpersons, LC5s, and the mayors to be able to follow this money. Otherwise, this money is going to be actually misused, mismanaged, and poor services to the citizens is, of course, in consequence. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to, on behalf of Acode, to show our commitment to budget transparency and accountability, commitment to developing this country. We must develop this country and be proud of this country. As I came in, I come from Buwate and Nigeria. We have to wash our cars twice a day, because if you pass there, I don't know. I think I have seen your vehicle. I think the Honorable Minister, you stay that side. So I think it's an indictment. It is too. I want us to have confidence as citizens in our country, to be proud of this country. When you see a road here in the city like that, what they did now, they removed all the inconvenience in the tarmac, and now it's a full-scale dust. If we are prudent in managing our resources, we'll be able to tarmac our roads, we'll be able to be proud of this country. I'm now 58. I came back to this country. I used to work at the UN. I was in New York. I came back in 2006 to support this country in a small way that I could, because I was involved in restarting the peace talks with the LRA, and I was an advisor to Honorable Gunda. So I came back, and now I remember the opportunity that I could remain, and I would be an Under Secretary General at the UN. So I think we need to modernize this country seriously, and the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development is our engine. Let's modernize this country and be proud of this country and bring back our people who are going away. I don't know if some of you have had some families relocating to Canada and other places, I think, and very educated. So who will develop this country? let's actually modernize, but we can modernize if we are prudent the way we utilize our resources. And for me, from Acode, we are committed to promoting this transparency so that these resources can develop this country. And before we go to our creator, there is a modern country to be proud of. Thank you very much.